Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling. We're a little late, but a little late is okay because now we have all the details that we need to give you all the information that you need going into the weekend. Mr. Chancellor, how are you, my friend?
Doing pretty good yourself.
Can't complain, sir. Cannot complain at all. It's been a beautiful week. Everything is knock on wood. Let's just keep the flow going. Beautiful times, man. Uh, Always want more, but happy with what we have.
Exactly. Well said.
Right. Okay, so before we go into this Night of Champions card, and I emphasize the word Night of Champions, wouldn't it have made sense to have Gunther and Jey Uso on this card and then have Goldberg come out the way he did, opposed to Raw? He's a huge
Yeah.
draw. Goldberg is a bigger draw in Saudi Arabia.
And he's Jewish. That's the funny part of it. They
And
love
that's
him
the
there, though.
ironic part. When you get a bunch of Saudi Arabians wearing, the headdress and everything that goes along with it, all shouting a Jew's name.
I know.
Go. That always cracks me up.
They love Goldberg. They love big, strong guys there, right? That's
It's
their
just
thing.
funny. It's just
Yeah.
fun, right? The amount of bodybuilders that are in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh and that whole region is just insane.
They respect Goldberg. I see a big, strong guy. They love it. Speaking of
Right.
Gunther, I thought his promo on Raw was weak, and not for what he said. Is you're out there, you're cutting a promo on Goldberg, you're talking him down. Goldberg's not even there. Why didn't you say that when he was there? That's what I thought was bad writing. Like, if you want to do that, great. Have Goldberg there, or don't do that promo. It's so
I think
tacky that.
I
And
think
Goldberg got the better of Gunther when he showed up there on the mic. There, it wasn't much, but his
well,
words
this
are more
is this
potent.
is this is the storyline I believe they're trying to show. And I think, I hear what you're saying, but I liked the way it was portrayed because he was caught off guard.
Hmm.
And his promo reflected that the following week where he had the time to think about it, which kind of makes sense storyline wise. But I understand what you're saying.
Hmm.
Um, but I was thinking about this morning, before we got on the air. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Night of Champions. I mean, I'm looking at the card. One, two. There's only two championships being defended on this entire card.
I know, I know.
I mean, yes, we got the two King of the Rings and King of the Queen finals in here as well. But we're okay. Okay, granted, Dom is legit injured. He got
Hmm.
pulled off the card. Okay, so Dom's not there. The tag
Yeah,
team titles aren't being defended. The girls' tag team titles aren't being defended. Neither is the US title being defended. Or no, is it? No, sorry, I apologize. There's three title fights on here. We don't
bet.
get the Intercontinental. We don't have the Heavyweight Championship on this card. We don't have the tag team, respectively, both girls and men on this card.
Yeah. Maybe they should just change the name of this pay-per-view and call it something else.
Crown Jewel, King of the Ring. I don't know why it's called Night of Champions.
Yeah, just call it something else, and then it wouldn't be a big deal, right? But I think
Yeah.
most of the WWE fans don't even catch that.
Well, we do because that's why we stand alone from everyone else, man.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking that myself. There's not many title matches on here, but they're still going to stick with that name for whatever the reasons.
Well, whatever the case may be. All right, you know what? Let's talk about this card really, really quickly, working our way up. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Cross. I don't cringe. I know. But we're getting it finally.
Hmm.
Sami is a big draw in Saudi,
Hmm.
being of Arab descent himself, that from Lebanon side, but he
Hmm.
ends up
I think he's half. I think he's half Arab, half
yeah, he is. He's from
English. Yeah.
Lebanon. His half his family, he's half
Hmm.
Lebanese. Which is very common in the Quebec Montreal area. Lots of
Hmm.
Lebanese out that way. Uh, I think Sammy wins this one just for the virtue that Carry On's on his way out, man. I don't see them renewing his contract, and if they do it, I don't know why. But I'm gonna go Sammy here. I don't even want to break it down because there's really nothing to break down.
Just a random match thrown together. I don't know. I kind of think they're going to keep carrying Cross. I kind of think they're pushing him now. Finally, they've done nothing with this guy. He's been around. He's a talented guy. I don't know. I think I'm opposite here. I think he's actually going to win this one. I think they're going to give him a little bit of a push here.
Possibly, but if that all depends if they sign him. But how many guys did they get pushes to,
But
but
when's
they
his
never
contract
re-signed?
up?
Right, his contract's up in the next couple months.
I think they give him a win.
Possibly. Let's
I
see.
think I think they're going to push in the next few months and see if it is worth re-signing him. Seeing because he's getting a little bit of hype behind him. He's getting a little quiet momentum behind him here. So I mean, Sammy
I
doesn't
mean,
need to win. He's
I
always
like
winning, and
I like the approach that they're taking with Karrion Cross and the character development and everything. And I think you were the one who was telling me as well. And I did check it out, and I implore everyone to go check out Scarlett's YouTube stuff, the
paranormal stuff. Yeah, why
paranormal
don't they
stuff.
use her as more of a character? Like, she was a great character.
She's an amazing character, and she can go too. That's the thing. She can fight as well, right?
They need to
So,
give her a chance at least and see what she can do at the very
well, no,
least.
100%, 100%. Okay, so
So I'm on carrying Cross here. I think he gets it done.
I'm gonna go Sammy, just on the virtue of being the home guy, right? If you look at anyone who's on this card, he is legitimately the only
But
guy
what
closest.
better way to get carrying Cross some real heat by beating the hometown boy?
You could do that too, potentially. I could see that potentially as well. But
If they're going to give him a push, they're going to give it to him now. If carrying Cross loses this fight, then yeah, he's not coming back after the contract's up.
yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna go Sammy just because it's in Saudi. I think it's just the feel good match of the night. But you could be completely right.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
could see that as well. Let's find out. All right. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez, a street fight. This should be fun. Two big girls who can actually go and have power.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to this one, man. I mean, Rhea's kind of again in that purgatory. She's not up, she's not down, she's just kind of smack dab in the middle. Raquel Rodriguez, she has the potential of moving up. I mean, if Rhea gives her the rub, this could be great for her because Liv's out now for 7 months.
Yeah, she's gone for a while.
She's gone for a while, right? So she's going to really need to focus on her individual career, or the way I'm kind of seeing it, Roxanne takes the other title and they carry on as tag team champions. But that being said, I think Rhea is in dire need of a victory here just to keep her momentum going and to be relevant in some way or form. So I'm going to go Rhea.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think she's obviously the bigger star. I don't think they're going to push Raquel right now. They needed the women's division is kind of lacking right now
Yeah.
because Liv's out and stuff. They need some more stars up there. So I can see Rhea winning a tough, hard fought street fight and getting her hand raised.
Getting her hand raised and then, potentially building up some kind of story arc and line for SummerSlam here, right? I mean, that's the next big one after that.
Yeah.
So, we'll go from there. Um, United States champion Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sokoa. I hate you, Solo. What can we say? I just think it's Jacob all the way, man.
Oh yeah, Jacob's winning this one. Solo is I don't know what they're doing with this guy. He's kind of like he was leader of the bloodline. Now there's no bloodline. Now he's yeah. Jacob's definitely going to win this match.
Do
No
you
doubts about
see
it.
any outside interference? The debut of Hiliku or anyone coming through? Because Hiliku's been on dark shows now, man. He's been in the dark matches before the shows.
I never even heard of him. I don't even know who he is, dude. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I don't think so. I think Jacob's going to win clean, man. They're going to really, really push this guy here.
Okay, okay.
I mean, unless somebody outside interferes for Solo and to beat Jacob, but I don't think so.
Right on. Okay, here we go. Oscar versus Jade Cargill, Queen of the Ring final. Winner of this match gets a shot at a title for SummerSlam. Who do you give the title shot to here, man? I mean,
If I'm
Jade.
booking, I give it to Jade Cargill. Oscar to me is like Nakamura. I don't enjoy them at all. Don't like their personalities. I don't like that style. I don't care for Oscar. I just find her boring and bland. I'm giving it to Jade. Um, I'm not booking, so I don't know. In saying that, probably
Okay.
Oscar's probably going to win, to be honest. But if it's me, I'm giving it to Jade. More personality, a better look, can relate more to the American fans. Oscar has had her time. I think it's time to take it off her.
Okay, so I am looking at from this perspective. I'm looking at the two girls that these girls would end up fighting respectively. Okay, if Jade wins, she would probably be going up against Tiffany. If Oscar wins, it's Io. Now, for me, I'm gonna go on the other side of Oscar because I think Io versus Oscar has a built-in story. They're both from Japan. They're both former foes,
Mm-hmm.
teammates. They got the history. Now we're looking at SummerSlam here. Do you want something like that will actually garner a lot more attention than Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton? Take nothing away from those two other girls, but I mean, the grass is still very green there.
Depends what type of match you want. If you want a Japanese strong style match, or you want a North American match, right? Depends what they're thinking. Um,
I personally would rather see the Japanese strong style because I know those girls are going to put on a hell of a match.
yeah, I don't mind the Japanese strong. So the problem with Japanese strong style and that New Japan stuff, there's not much story there and stuff. Just two guys. smacking each other in the
No,
chest,
I get
making the
that, but
chest red, right?
we're getting story here with Japanese style, so we are getting it in North America that way when they display it here. Just from that virtue, I'm gonna go Oscar.
I want Jade to win if I'm booking Jade wins, but unfortunately,
No,
Hunter Hearst Helmsley's the
you're
booker.
booking, so you
If I
book it.
well, no, I'm that's what I want to win. Who actually is going to win a
I'm
tipper?
making my picks based on as if I was booking, bro.
No, I pick who I think's going to win.
Okay,
Oscar's going to win.
yeah, okay, so
Although
we're
I don't
both on
want her to. I
Oscar.
don't think she should, but Oscar's going to get the W. Yeah.
Now this is an interesting one. Cody versus Randy Orton, King of the Ring final. Now, a lot of people want Randy to win. I think Cody's going to win only because he hasn't had a shot since WrestleMania, where Randy's just coming off perhaps match of the year with John Cena. So I think just based on that virtue alone, because either way, whoever wins this one is two SmackDown guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the other one is a SmackDown and a Raw competitor. So that opens it up a little bit more on the girls' side. So I really feel that Cody's going to win this one, man, just on that virtue and get those two guys again at SummerSlam. It's 2 nights.
You mean see
Remember?
Cody and John Cena again?
Yeah.
I hope not. That
Oh,
last main event they had was terrible. The story was terrible. That final boss, that is one of the biggest flops in storyline history. What The Rock did, the I Need Your Soul, Cody Rhodes, Crybabies, like it's some of the worst writing I've ever seen. So I
okay.
hope we don't see Cody and John again. Because how if they do that, they're trying to put a band-aid over how bad that WrestleMania match was, how bad that final boss was with Rock not being there, the Travis Scott stuff. It was just so poorly done. It was amateur hour.
Yeah, that was
Um,
horrible. That was really bad.
so I would
Um,
rather, honestly, let's see Cody. Sorry, let's see Orton and John Cena again because they just had a great match, way better match than John and Cody had.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think Randy wins it, and we can see Randy and John Cena one more time.
Uh,
Why do you want to go down that WrestleMania main event? Because it was so bad. They don't have any chemistry together.
what's Cody do?
Cody's boring and dry.
Yeah.
Oh, he dresses
So
well.
here's how I and he makes good
Give him that.
drinks too. Um, I'm gonna go Orton on this one. Honestly,
Yeah, I
I
think so.
mean, I think that would make the better match based on their last match. I think it would
Mhm.
be a better match, and I believe this would potentially start the process of turning Cody heel.
He needs to be healed. Like I said, if you've ever watched his reality show, he's a jerk.
No, I
He
get
dress
that, but I mean,
he dresses like a heel.
I think this would be it, man. I think this is the move. Will be the start of the decline of Cody Rhodes because if they book this properly, if they write this properly, we can play off of Cody still not doing what needs to be done to get to the next level, right? I mean,
Hmm.
it was a big evident part of the WrestleMania match where he wouldn't take the shot that he had
Yeah.
because he wanted to be virtuous,
Well,
right?
they allegedly say they asked Cody to turn heel. He said, "No, you don't give him the choice. You say you're going heel, or you're not main eventing, dude, or take the belt off you." Like,
Well, the only
and I
guy they
think,
ever gave the choice to was John Cena.
yeah, they should have made Cody do it because he is just a naturally. He dresses like a heel. He acts like a heel in real life. So I mean, it's natural for him just to be that
In a
jerk
way, and I'm not saying he is, but he's like a modern day Ric Flair.
with less charisma, with less skill, less mic skill, and everything above. But it's sort of.
Kind
I
of,
mean,
I mean, as close as he can get. No one can be a Flair. I'm not saying that,
and Cody's just not very good in mic. Somebody needs to write his promos because he's not a very good talker. I know he's got the lisp and stuff like his dad, but like he's just not very good on the mic.
fair enough, man. It's a
Somebody
matter
write
of
for this guy.
opinion. All right, let's move on here. I call this a blood money match. John Cena versus CM Punk, the man who shit on everybody for going to Saudi Arabia, uh, called out the Miz on the internet on X, Twitter at that time, saying go, go get your blood money. And here we are. The man is fighting for the world championship in Saudi Arabia. How times have changed.
CM Punk, I've been saying it ever since. He's one of the biggest hypocrites you'll ever meet in wrestling. He's one of the biggest frauds. The worst part about CM Punk is that it's written in the contract and it said backstage, you're not allowed on the mic when you're shooting on to bring up his MMA career. You're not allowed to bring up his record because that's very embarrassing for him, and I guess it makes him look weak.
Mm.
The only thing John Cena's promo was really good. It's the best promo we've seen in 5 years probably. The only thing John Cena's promo was missing was bringing that up. You couldn't cut in UFC. You thought you were a Brock Lesnar. You're an egomaniac. You don't have 1/10 of the athleticism that Brock Lesnar has. You never have. You never will. You went out there. You lost the jobbers. You only got a fight because you have a name. And I don't blame anybody for putting him out there. He looked terrible. He's terrible. So I wish they could talk about that. That's the only thing that I would criticize on John Cena's movie. He's not allowed to bring that up. CM Punk is always contradicting himself. He's the biggest fraud you're ever going to meet. And they made him look kind of weak there when John Cena's on the top rope and he's just lying there like this with the guy's insulting you. Thought that was a little
no,
bit
no, no. But if we go back to the original pipe bomb, CM Punk sat on the top of the ramp while Cena was basically in the same position for that whole time.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Right. So I mean, outside of the fact of Cena sitting on the top rope, that was the only difference in terms of. This is what I'm
saying. Like the writers of WWE, they have to go back to they don't have anything newer creative. They have to go back to old stories, and they're using older talent because they can't develop young talent because nobody back there has a clue of what to do. So okay, and saying that John Cena is going to easily win this match, it should be a decent match, but CM Punk's not winning it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Cena takes this away,
and I think this feud will end after this fight.
I think so. Every feud, basically. I think Orton's the only guy. Orton and it's the other thing. Where the hell is R-Truth now? He was nowhere on SmackDown last week. All this crap, man. And I'm taking heat now. I'm taking heat. I'm known as a nice guy. And I'm taking heat from people saying, oh, you know, this and that. But guys, gals, this is Samson talking, okay? You expect this from Mr. Michaels. Yeah. Goldberg and R-Truth are pretty much the same age. The only difference is Goldberg has done a lot more with his body and put his body through a lot more than R-Truth has.
And let's not forget, he sold more tickets, sold more pay-per-views. I mean, you can't even compare the two. Yeah, R-Truth is goofy and funny, but if you want to go career, like they'll say R-Truth is a better wrestler. Okay, maybe he is, but who cares?
No, in ring, technically, yeah.
If you're not selling tickets, it doesn't mean anything.
No, I get that, but
Dean Malenko is a better wrestler than R-Truth, and he was never that popular.
So, no, he wasn't, man. He used a man with 1,001 holds, right?
And Goldberg, you know what? In the late '90s, people put on the TV to watch him. He's quick, he's explosive, and people liked it.
No, I get it. He's a cash draw. He's a cash draw. I get it, right? It is what it is. But look, here's
blew more ratings and sold more tickets than Bret Hart ever did, too.
No, for sure. All right, so you were gonna grill me here. I understand.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna ask you some questions to try to get an understanding because I can't understand it.
I'll try my best.
And most people, most casual fans, not the hard ones, can't understand it because it's schizophrenic booking, I'll say. So I'm going to ask you some questions about, so you're a big Triple H, big WWE guy. I'm just casual. I'm a casual fan now because of the way they make way Tony Khan and Triple H rate wrestling. I don't really enjoy it that much. I do it for my kid and for the show. Right. It's like, I'll put it this way. Wrestling and NBA to me are the same right now. The ratings are going down the tubes because of Adam Silver as a bad commissioner and Triple H and Tony Khan are bad bookers. I still love basketball. I still love wrestling. I just enjoy the current product as much. So I'm a casual fan of basketball and of wrestling because they have totally let the wrestlers and NBA players whine and cry. They're feminizing men and they're trying to make us accept it, and I'm not accepting that.
Before you ask me these questions, congratulations to the the OKC Thunder, you know, for winning there. Very lackluster. The crowd, I guess they had so much time to enjoy the victory that when the final buzzer rang, it didn't feel like the team won anything. Did you get that feeling?
There's not.
I'm not a basketball guy, so my observations, it's a casual basketball guy, right? The other thing that I wanted to touch on because you were talking about it feminizing these men, dude. This one guy had a furry bag. Like they were showing the guys walking in.
Yeah.
Like Halliburton was wearing, I believe, like this furry bag, like a long purse.
I didn't see it, but I believe it.
Right. The only guy that looked normal and he looked kind of weird was the Canadian.
Oh, SGA.
Yeah, he's wearing like these flare leather pants.
Gilius, yeah.
Right. That's the only thing, but that was the most normal thing. Looking guy that was walking through. Everyone had Merces and big furry bags, and the only thing missing was the mascara and the blush. I'm sorry, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I'm just
Yeah, yeah. You're
saying,
just saying what they're wearing. I get what you're saying.
like these guys. Who was that one football player that was wearing like a one-piece jumpsuit that my daughter wore when she was a little kid?
Football player?
Yeah,
No.
football. The he used to be the quarterback for Carolina.
Bryce Young?
Not Bryce Young, the guy before him.
Andy Dalton?
Not Andy
Cam
Dalton.
Newton?
Cam Newton. There you go. Thank you. That guy
Yeah,
dresses really
he
weird,
he can get out there sometimes, Newton. Yeah.
right? Like he's a one-piece jumpsuit. Come on, man.
No, I know it's silly. Okay, I'm just asking a few
Yeah,
questions
yeah,
here,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you can explain to the casual what's going on in the world of wrestling because we don't seem to get it.
Okay, I'll try
So,
my best.
what is the name of Seth Rollins' crew with Paul Heyman, or is there a name?
Right now, they don't have a name. They're working on it. Something will be developed. I know Seth Rollins is coming up with some new music as well. If you also look at Seth Rollins, the way he's dressing nowadays, it's toned down. So he's slowly merging himself into this new character, the evolution of it. Some people call it Evolution 2.0, but there isn't a name. I think the name will come when they bring in the fourth member and we'll get some continuity there. But we're getting new music. I'll give you that.
So this is the first crew that I can ever think of wrestling doesn't have a name. They can't come up with a name. They're that uncreative. It's not up to Seth Rollins to come up with a name. The backstage writer tell him this is what the name's going to be.
Yeah.
Pick one of these three. So that's bad. Bad
Okay.
writing.
Well,
Okay.
that's where we're at.
So why is Paul Heyman? These are the questions that the casuals are asking. Why is Paul Heyman a part of this crew of Seth? Seth Rollins is so good on the mic. Paul Heyman's only with the guys that can't really talk. Why is he with this crew?
Paul Heyman's with this crew just to, I guess, for the moment, it made sense to bring him there because the one guy that no one expected Paul Heyman to go join would have been Seth Rollins, based on all the history and everything that these guys have shared in the past. It's very similar to why did they bring Bronson Reed into this group? All right, I'll answer that one as well. They brought Bronson Reed in, and it was explained on Raw. So you'd have to go back to the beginning of that time when they all showed up. Bronson was brought in to show that Seth could accept being beaten so bad by someone like Bronson Reed that it's better to have him with you than against you. So
Now, did
that's
they
kind of
say that, or is that you interpreting that?
that's what they were saying basically.
Who was saying
That's
that?
Seth and Paul in the promo.
Speaking of Paul Heyman, Triple H just send that guy home for 6 months. He looks sickly. He's reminding me of Paul Bearer. He's super obese. He's sweating like crazy. There's some real health problems there. Send that man home. He's in his 60s.
Yeah,
He
I
needs
don't
to
know
get
what to
his
say
health
about
checked.
that one, man. But yeah, I will
Uh,
agree with you there.
it's like,
But yeah, in terms of that
hey,
crew,
here's the
yeah,
last question.
sure.
From 2 weeks ago to now, we had 2.4 million people watching SmackDown. We're at 1.3, 1.4. Where do those 1 million, 1,000 people go in the last week or two? Why is
Summertime,
SmackDown's rating
I
going
don't
down?
know. You know what? Summertime, I think the problem is the 3 hour show. It's being changed back to 2 hours. It will be going back in July. I don't know the exact Friday, but they are going back to 2 hours. And I think we'll see an improvement in the show. What's killing SmackDown is, in my opinion, it's what's killing it is that they're putting all their resources into Raw to make it that super show, and whatnot, and they're neglecting the SmackDown product, right? They're neglecting SmackDown because it's not on a major network. If it was on Fox, where it was before, it was doing great numbers because it had a greater reach. Not everyone has USA Network. You got to keep this in mind. Cable TV still exists, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind, in the States, and I've confirmed this, I've confirmed this with my friends from the Wrestling Roundtable and everyone else out there, the Wizard, you know, they don't get SmackDown on Netflix. We do up here in
Mm-hmm.
Canada. We do in the UK. We do in every other part of the world except the USA
So,
because they
what's
still
the
have,
final statement of why a million people have turned this show off? It's too long.
it's too long. I mean, basically, it's because it's too long, and like you said, it's hard to watch at points because it's just too long. They don't need that extra hour. SmackDown doesn't need it. They don't have the roster that Raw has to pull it off. Okay, Raw can pull it off because they do have the stronger roster. You got to, that's the facts.
Mm-hmm.
The roster is weak. You got who? You got John Cena as champion, but after that, Randy Orton, and then who? As
Well,
your number,
that's the point I always go back to is they haven't developed any new stars in years. They don't have the creative smarts. Triple H is not a writer. He's never been a writer. All of a sudden, they put him in a writing spot. Sure, when McMahon's overseeing you and he's saying yes and no, it looks good. He's not there no more. There's no leadership. If you look at that creative room, have you seen the room? They put up. It's a long table,
yeah,
a
yeah, I've
big
seen
office
it. I've
table,
seen it.
like 20 people in there. How can
Yeah.
you write a show with that many cooks in the kitchen?
Well, everyone's
Gotta
kind of
chop it down to
broken
get
up
better
into
people.
their own little groups depending on who they're working with, right? So it's not
It,
necessarily everybody just
SmackDown
writing.
is unwatchable, and I think the reason why people tune to us not because it's 3 hours, it's because it's absolute crap.
Well, it's
Bring
crap
up the
because
young
it is
guys.
3 hours. So when they go
Even
back to
even
two,
even watch the first. I can't get through the first hour, dude. It's just you got so much young talent. You're not using them. I get you got to use the old stars. That's great. You have to have a balance. Start developing some people. Put John Cena up against a new up and coming star, so this guy can beat him and take the belt from him. But you're just putting him
okay,
against the old
first
men.
off, I think you need, and this is no disrespect to this guy, but you want to talk about young talent. This would be a great opportunity to put Tyson out there. Put him on SmackDown. Let him ride that show, man. Because if there's no one there to carry it right now, this is a great opportunity for some of these young guys to go to SmackDown and build their name because they're not going to get those opportunities. Grayson Waller's walking around with the New Day now as what? Their monkey? You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense on that front. So you got Tyson Kidd, or sorry, oh, what's his name, man? Your favorite guy, Theory.
They're never going to use him because in Triple H is the biggest egomaniac book I've ever seen. He's at every press conference. He's opening up the shows. He's taking pictures of John Jones and LeBron. Dude, focus on writing the show. You're making a crap product, and it's not just me saying that. We have millions and millions of people turning the show off because you're writing a bad show. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will, man. What does he need
Well,
to see? He doesn't care because it's not his money. He didn't build the brand, I guess. He's inherited a mansion. I don't know what his problem is, but he's writing crap. And the thing with Triple H, he'll get on the mic and he'll tell you, this is the greatest. We're the new era. We're the best, dude. He's basically saying, don't believe what you see. He's saying, believe what I tell you. We're not that stupid, buddy. We watch what you're doing. It's garbage.
yeah,
You got to do better. Bring
I
in
think
better writing.
I think it's harder in these days and ages of digital media and everything just being so easily accessible. I mean, it's a challenge. I get it. I get it.
He's out there too much. He needs to get up, cut those press conferences. They're useless. Get rid of that. We don't need to sit there while you brag about the show and how smart you were. We all saw it in your eyes when they asked you about our truth. Oh, it's part of the show or whatever. We could totally use bullshit, and I get it, but we're smarter than that.
Let's
He's
be
treating the
honest though,
fans like they're
he didn't
idiots.
he did not want our truth back, man. That was above his head. They did that
I don't
above
know.
his head.
Nick Khan was on Stephanie's podcast was horrible, by the way. But Nick Khan was on there and he said, when me and Triple H, we made a mistake. We read what people were saying. We brought our truth back. So he's saying Triple H wanted him back. That was Nick Khan. And go check it on Stephanie's podcast. So Triple H did want him back.
No, no,
But I'm
no.
telling you,
That's what
Triple
he's
H,
saying, dude.
he
There's
reads.
conflicting reports out there.
I
He
believe
didn't
Khan.
want
No,
him. He
Khan
didn't
wouldn't do
want
that.
them.
Triple H is on X all day, dude, reading
Yeah,
comments.
but
He
you know
goes
what
by
though?
that.
When you look at the status of the two guys, Nick Khan has a higher status in that company than Triple H does.
Yeah, of
Okay, so
course.
wouldn't surprise me if he throws him under the bus to protect his ass, and no one's going to say nothing to him.
I don't think so. They're pretty good buddies, dude.
Well, you would think so, man. But anything in love and war and business, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's negotiating for the UFC, so he's just not WWE. He's
No,
more
no, I know.
he's more of a TKO guy than he is WWE. That's
I
all.
don't know about that. He was at WWE way before he did UFC, right? So it's hard to say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I hope I answered some of your questions, man. So as best as I could.
No, I
Um,
just want to hear the perspective of the hardcore WWE Triple H guy because it's good to hear that voice. Because when I'm watching podcasts, or I'm watching it myself. I'm just wondering like this is so bad. My kid who's a huge wrestling,
no, I
thousands
get
of
it. I
wrestlers,
get it. But I
he can't
mean,
even watch the shows. That's how bad it's becoming. And TKO, Triple H are chasing people away,
how much are
and they're
you
the new NBA.
influencing? How much are, and I'm not, I'm not saying this in a mean way. I'm just asking you, how much are you influencing your kid in terms of, because I know you don't like it. So how much are you saying to him how crap this is and everything? And he's going to listen to you, right?
No, not at all. He's not
No?
influencing me at all.
Okay.
No,
That's a
he's a
fair
big J.
question.
Yeah, yeah, fair. He's a big Jey Uso fan. He's fans of lots of guys that I think stink, and I don't even tell him this guy stinks. He likes Sami Zayn. I think he looks like a gardener in a grease ball that should be in the crowd. Um, my thing in wrestling, I had the Vince McMahon mentality. If you can beat up the guy in the ring and the champion, you shouldn't be the champion. And when and I understand there's a Rey Mysterio. There's always exceptions to the rule. I get that.
Well, I
When the
get
average
that
guy
too,
having a
but then
beer
you got
kicks
a
the
guy
crap
like
out of you in the
Brock
ring,
Lesnar. By all accounts, a guy like Brock Lesnar should have
no, not
never
even Brock
lost a
Lesnar,
fight.
Randy Orton, John Cena. These guys are beat the crap out of 90% of people in the crowd. But when you're looking at guys like Dominic Mysterio and Sami Zayn, they become laughing stocks, and the average guy laughs about that. And
Yeah,
the thing
well,
about that is when you don't have the casual fan watching, you get low ratings. Got to
it's
book
what it
for
is,
the
bro.
universe, but
I don't have an answer for that, and I'll probably have an answer once I press stop recording on this. That's how it
mhm.
always works.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the moment,
All right.
it's what it is. I've accepted it for what it is, and I'll keep watching and I'll answer your questions as best as I can, right? I mean, I don't disagree with what a lot of what you say,
Mhm,
but I do have my questions, and when you do hear me on other shows, I'm usually you,
mhm.
if that makes any
I just think
sense.
they just need better writing and leadership. I think that'll change it around.
I think a lot of guys not offended by what I say, but are taken aback because they don't see me get animated that way. But I mean,
Mhm.
it is
I
what
think
it
the
is.
number one problem in WWE, man, it's not even Ari, it's not Mark Shapiro, it's not Nick Khan, it's Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I
Look,
love Shawn
man,
Michaels,
I
but
can't
the
keep
problem with
pointing
these
finger.
guys,
I won't. I
I don't
won't say. I won't.
I don't care what they did in their wrestling career. Shawn Michaels is one of the top three best ever. Triple
Yeah,
H, top 10, top 15. Where do you want to put them? Two all-time greats. That doesn't mean anything now. That
yeah.
doesn't mean they're writers and can book a good show.
No, I get that. I get that. But
Hey, I love Wayne Gretzky.
yeah, he's
Autograph
not a
puck right
coach.
there.
He's
But
not
he's
a
not a good
coach.
coach. I love
Yeah, he's not a
Michael
good
Jordan.
coach. Yeah,
Exactly. And neither of those two guys.
yeah, yeah. No, fair play. I mean, it all depends on what
They
your
might be
leagues
able to
are, right?
train you in the ring, like
Yeah.
backstage and the moves and stuff. But as far as writing a show for the world, nah.
Well, I guess we got to wait for something really, really bad to happen for something to change here. But I mean, it is what it is. Look, we got Night of Champions. Let's enjoy the show. Let's just be wrestling fans. Just enjoy the show for what it is. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But don't like it because you don't like the wrestling. That's all I'm going to say, right? Let's give it a shot that way. With that being said, SmackDown originating from Saudi Arabia. So, guys, it's at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. It will be on, sorry, well, yeah, Friday morning, 10 a.m. And the pay per view will be on again 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
Early one.
Pacific, early one. So brunch, breakfast. I mean, summer vacation has started. So, the kids are going to sleep in, this and that. So it's something to wake up to, something to do. And your whole day's free and get right into the boxing because we got a heavy night of combat sports on Saturday and
Yeah, it's
Friday
busy
night.
weekend.
So kind of works out really well, man. SmackDown in the morning, Deontay Wilder in the evening, and then we go to the big boys on Saturday night, man. So we're looking forward to it. All
Yeah.
right, my friend, I am Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download and like and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you guys. Work hard, believe in yourself, have patience in your ability. Okay. I don't know anyone who's planted an apple tree and got fruit off that tree within a year. It doesn't happen. Greatness takes time. Greatness takes time to polish. Greatness takes time to develop. You fall, you get up, and you keep going. Do not give up, people. Please do not give up on your dreams, your ambitions, and the things that you want to accomplish in life. That's all I got to say to you guys, man. Oh, yeah, it's the weekend. Happy Canada Day. If you're going to go out, drink and booze and do all that good stuff that you want to do, by all means, man. It's not my game anymore. I'm boring now. I used to be fun. But enjoy yourselves, do your thing, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Samp and Chance are out.